welcome to Readers Theatre Revealed. This presentation will give you a variety of staged readings by members of Occidental Center for the Arts Readers Theatre Troupe. We came together in 2013 as lovers of the written word in all forms, but especially theater. In this collection, there are monologues, a Broadway song, classic scenes, and original sketches. We hope you enjoy them, and we hope they inspire you to come read with us. You'll find our meeting details on our website. A married couple squabbles over which of their sons should run the family business. Each of their 4 sons has some crucial defect, and the father wants an annulment so he can try again. The wife must try to stop him and support her favorite. But wait, this is a conflict between a 12th century English king, Henry II, and his powerful wife, Eleanor of Aquitaine, making their argument immensely important to the history of France and England. And it is fraught with the anger of a woman who has been imprisoned and betrayed for 10 years.
Here's to your interminable health. Well, what's on your mind, wife?
Oh, Henry, we have made a mess of it.
Yes, haven't we?
Could we have done it worse?
You look like Doomsday.
Late night do that to me. Am I puffy?
Possibly. It's hard to tell with all that natural sag.
I've just seen Richard.
Splendid boy.
He says you fought.
We always do.
It's his impression that you plan to disinherit them.
I fancy I'll relent, don't you?
I don't much care. In fact, I wonder, Henry, if I care for anything. I wonder if I'm hungry out of habit, and if all my lusts like passion in a poem aren't really recollections.
I could listen to you lie for hours. So your lust is rusty, eh? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
I'm so tired, Henry.
Well, sleep then. Sleep and dream of me with croutons. Henri a la mode de Caen.
Henry, stop it.
Eleanor, I haven't started.
What is it you want? You want the day? You've carried it. It's yours. I'm yours.
My what? You are my what?
You're anything at all. You want my name on paper? I'll sign anything. You want the Aquitaine for John? It's John's. It's his, it's yours, it's anybody's. Take it.
In exchange for what?
For nothing. For a little quiet, for an end to this. For God's sake, sail me back to England, lock me up and lose the key, and let me be alone. You have my oath. I give you my word. Well, okay.
Dear God, the pleasure I still get from goading you.
You don't want John to have my provinces?
Bullseye.
I can't bear you when you're smug.
I know.
You don't want Richard and you don't want John.
You've grasped it.
All right. Let me have it. Level me. What do you want?
A new wife.
Oh.
Aesthete and poetaster that you are, you worship beauty and simplicity. I worship with you. Down of all that's ugly and complex, like frogs and pestilence and our relationship. I ask you, what's more beautiful and simple than a new wife.
So I'm to be annulled, am I? Well, will the Pope annul me, do you think?
The pontiff owes me one pontificate. I think he will.
Out Eleanor, in alleys. Why?
Why? Not since Caesar, seeing Brutus with the bloody dagger in his hand, asked, "You too?" Has there been a dumber question?
I'll stand by it. Why?
A new wife, will give me sons.
That is the single thing of which I should have thought you had enough.
I want a son.
Whatever for? Why, we could populate a country town with country girls who've borne you sons. How many is it? Help me count the bastards.
All my sons are bastards.
You really mean to do it?
Lady love, with all my heart.
Your sons are part of you.
They're like warts and goiters, and I'm having them removed.
We made them. They're our boys.
I know, and good God, look at them. Young Henry, vain, deceitful, weak, and cowardly. The only patriotic thing he ever did was to die.
I thought you loved him most.
I did. And Geoffrey, now there's a masterpiece. He isn't flesh, he's a device. He's wheels and gears.
Well, every family has one.
But not four. Then, Johnny. Was his latest treason your idea?
John has so few ideas. No, I can't bring myself to claim it.
I have caught him lying, and I've said he's young. I have seen him cheating, and I've thought he's just a boy. I've watched him steal and whore and whip his servants, and he's not a child. He is the man we've made him.
Don't share John with me. He's your accomplishment.
And Richard's yours. How could you send him off to deal with Philip?
I was tired. I was busy. They were friends.
Eleanor, he was the best. The strongest, the bravest, the handsomest, and from the cradle on, you cradled him. I never had a chance.
You never wanted one.
How do you know? You took him. Separation from your husband you could bear, but not your boy.
Whatever I have done, you made me do it.
You threw me out of bed for Richard.
Not until you threw me out for Rosamond.
But it's not that simple. I don't want it to be that simple.
I adored you.
Never.
I still do.
Of all the lies, that one is the most terrible.
I know. That's why I've saved it for now. Oh, Henry, we have mangled everything we've touched.
You deny us what you will. We have done that. And all for Rosamond.
No, you were right. It is too simple. Life, if it's like anything at all, is like an avalanche. To blame the little ball of snow that starts it all, to say it is the cause, is just as true as it is meaningless.
Do you remember when we met?
Down to the hour and the color of your stockings.
I could hardly see you for the sunlight.
It was raining, but no matter.
There was very little talk, as I recall it.
Very little.
I had never seen such beauty, and I walked right up and touched it. God, where did I find the gall to do that?
In my eyes.
I loved you.
No annulment.
What?
There will be no annulment.
Or will there not?
No, I'm afraid you'll have to do without.
Well, it was just a whim.
I'm so relieved. I didn't want to lose you.
Out of curiosity, as an intellectual to another intellectual, how in the name of bleeding Jesus can you lose me? Do you ever see me? Am I ever with you? Ever near you? Am I ever anywhere but somewhere else?
I'm not concerned about your geographical location.
Do we write? Do I send messages? Do dinghies bearing gifts float up the Thames to you? Are you remembered?
You are?
You're no part of me. We do not touch at any point. How can you lose me?
Can't you feel the change?
You know enough to know that I can't be stopped.
But I don't have to stop you. I have only to delay you. Every enemy you have has friends in Rome. Will cost you time.
What is this? I'm not moldering, my paint's not peeling. I'm good for years.
How many years? Suppose I hold you back for one. I can, it's possible. Suppose your first son dies, ours did, it's possible. Suppose your daughter next, we were, that too is possible. How old is Daddy then? What kind of spindly, wicked-ridden, milky, semi-witted, wizened, dim-eyed, gammy-handed, limpy line of things will you beget?
It's sweet of you to care.
And when you die, which is regrettable but necessary, what will happen to frail Alice and her pruny prince? You can't think Richard's going to wait for your grotesque to grow.
You wouldn't let him do a thing like that.
Let him? I push him through the nursery door.
You're not that cruel.
Don't fret. We'll wait until you're dead to do it.
Eleanor, what do you want?
Just what you want. A king for a son. You can make more. I can't. You think I want to disappear? One son is all I've got, and you can blot him out and call me cruel. For these 10 years, you've lived with everything I've lost and loved another woman through it all. And I'm cruel. I could peel you like a pear, and God himself would call it justice. Nothing I could do to you is wanton. Nothing is too much.
Oh, I will die. Sometime. Soon. One day I'll duck too slow, and at Westminster they'll sing out Vivat Rex for someone else. I beg you, let it be a son of mine.
I'm not moved to tears.
I have no sons.
You've got too many sons. You don't need more.
Well, wish me luck. I'm off.
To Rome?
That's where they keep the Pope.
You don't dare go.
Say that again at noon, and you'll say it to my horse's ass. Lamb, I'll be rid of you by Easter. You can count your reign in days.
A student attends a school reunion, hoping to meet again a favorite teacher. Here's an original sketch by Jeff Sheppard, who portrays both characters.
Cousin, am I reading that right? That rings a bell. It was a long time ago. You were my teacher in
Carlson.
Yes,
Which one are you?
I'm Cole.
I don't. Cole. There were two of you.
Yes.
And your mother.
She's gone now.
And which one are you?
I'm Cole. I'm the little one.
The little one. You're not your brother then. He was older.
Yeah, he died in the war.
Oh dear. Which war was his?
Vietnam.
Yes. Did you fight the war? Which war did you fight in?
Just the normal.
Yes. It's difficult, isn't it? You wouldn't think so, but I remember the Carlson boys. You and your brother. One of you was very funny. You made me laugh.
You lit my first cigarette.
Oh dear. I shouldn't have done that. Can you imagine? You and your friend with the white hair.
Harold.
Oh, you boys. You'd sit in the pepper tree and smoke cigarettes. I thought you'd be sick and never smoke again. You quite liked it.
Harold more than me.
Yes. His sister.
Anne.
She was a lovely girl. What happened to any of them? You were such good friends. You and Harold. Even then, I thought those boys would be friends their whole lives.
I don't know.
Did you ever find him?
I did. I found Harold. I wrote to him.
And where is he?
I made a joke. I guess he didn't think it was funny. He never wrote back.
Oh, that's too bad, dear. You have to be careful with the jokes. But you found me.
I hoped you'd be here.
I'm so glad. Yes, I'm here. They invited me, but not for long. Tell me, you don't still smoke?
No, not anymore.
That's good. I rarely do myself. I'd like one every once in a while.
I do have one, as it happens.
Shall we? It's lovely to be a child, isn't it?
It was for me. I even thought then, I remember thinking, I'm having a really happy childhood.
That's lovely. And do you have children of your own?
No, do you?
Yes, I did have a daughter. She was quite ill. She died just before I came to teach her.
I'm so sorry.
I was in Treblinka when I was a child. Did you know that?
I do. I know that. I learned about your life after my mother told me when I was old enough to understand.
Oh dear. I don't know if I'm old enough to understand. I was 14 when they let us out. The Russians came. The Americans. That's how I came to America.
When I grew up, I wondered if you were so good to us, if your wisdom came from your life.
Oh, I don't know. Wisdom is terribly damaged, really. I did love teaching. It healed me, I think, to be with little new people, undamaged people. Children made me laugh. What could be better than that?
I think of you often.
Do you? That's odd. We were two ships passing in the night, weren't we?
You can have a huge effect on a little boy to recognize him.
I thought of your brother. Just the other day, I thought of him. I was trying to remember his name. He was a terribly sad little boy. What was his name?
Brad.
Brad was a terribly sad little boy. Did you know? I wondered if anyone else knew.
I asked your mother once. She began to cry. Brad, yes. He would look at me like he knew where I'd been. He had these little brown eyes, very pretty eyes, that would turn dark like a wolf. Did you know that? And he was so hurt, so sad, like he was looking at you from a cave. I could never understand. I don't believe in past lives, but that boy, he had an old sadness. He was just my big brother. By the time I didn't understand what he was going through. He got drafted, everything. What? I guess everything was hard for him. I didn't. He was barely 19 when he died. Yes, well, look at us. Talking of such sad things after not seeing you for such a long time. How old are you? 50. Isn't that something? 50. Look at you. All grown up. Where does the time go? Brad and Cole. Brad and Cole Carlson. And which one are you?
A surprise springs from the box in this original one-act play, set in a contemporary situation.
Get in the box.
No.
Get in the box.
No.
Callie.
Yasmin.
Get in the box.
No.
You love boxes.
Yes, I do. Boxes are magic.
So, why won't you get in the box?
Even though boxes are magic, I will choose magic on my own time.
Choose magic now, Callie. We've got to go.
I will move when I am moved to do so.
We are moving now.
I don't want to.
Neither do I, but we have to.
I don't feel like it. The only thing I feel like doing now is taking a nap. If I fall asleep, you're going to pick me up and put me in the box, aren't you?
Yup.
Then I shall fight my fatigue and remain vigilant.
If you don't get in this box right now, I'm leaving without you.
Fine.
I mean it. I'll leave, and I'm not coming back.
You always come back. I know your routine. The beeping wakes you and you push me out of bed, rather rudely I might add, and you wash off my smells.
It's called a shower.
Baths are better. Then you offer me exactly one selection for breakfast while you drink that foul-smelling beverage.
Coffee.
And then you run around the room looking for your ring of shiny toys.
My keys.
Then you kiss me on the head in a perfunctory manner and rush off, leaving me alone for days and days.
I'm gone 9.5 hours, 10 max. And I bet you're asleep most of the time.
Just because I am fond of naps doesn't mean I lay about all day. I am quite active in your absence, thank you.
Really?
Yes, I have quite a busy schedule. I tend to my grooming, I stretch my legs, and I sprint about every room. I inspect every shadow and sit in every patch of light, and it is extremely vital that I secure all of the windowsills. Squirrels and birds don't watch themselves, you know.
There aren't any squirrels here anymore, Callie, or birds.
So I've noticed. I find their absence rather strange, don't you? Did they migrate early this year? Yasmin.
Yes.
Where have the birds gone?
Someplace cooler.
When will they return?
I don't know.
They always come back. If I wait long enough, they always come back, just like you. I'm on to you, you know. You say, we're going outside. You say, we're going someplace great. Then you put me in that horrible satchel or in a box and drag me to the place where people I do not know poke me in my private area. It is most uncomfortable and thoroughly humiliating.
It's for your own good. I go to the doctor too, but unlike you, I don't bite her.
You would if she poked you in your private area.
Callie, please, we have to move.
I told you I don't feel like moving. I shall continue to sit right here.
That's not what I...
Look,
I don't want to go either, but we have to migrate.
like the birds.
Sort of.
How come?
It's not safe here anymore.
Yes, it is. I inspected all of the windowsills and the shadows today, twice.
The house is fine, but soon everything's dried up outside. And the brush fires. Look at the sky. Do you see how orange it is?
Although my night vision is far superior to yours, I do not detect these colors you speak of.
You can see how bright it is, right? And feel how hot it's become. The fire's getting closer, and it's not going to stop. They've called for a mandatory, permanent evacuation.
You know how I feel about the vacuum. I don't trust anything that growls louder than I do.
Evacuation means you have to leave. You have to go to a new home.
Not without you. I'm not going anywhere without you.
Oh, it's all right. We're going together. It'll be all right.
You're not just pretending so you can take me to the poking lady.
I promise. No poking.
Okay. Will our new home have windows?
Probably.
And window sills and good places to nap?
You've proven that you can nap anywhere.
Will we be safe there in our new home?
I hope so.
Then I will get in the box of my own volition. Momentarily. Let's just sit here in this patch of sun 1 minute longer.
Okay.
The debutante is a full frontal experience of a young woman in the 20s or 30s at a dance. She is having a frantically good time, but may be somewhat frantic in her pursuit of a young man.
Oh, please don't make me laugh. I'm absolutely exhausted. Shall we sit down here and have a little rest? Yes, I'd love to. You'll have to give me 5 minutes because really I've been dancing steadily for about 3/4 of an hour and I am absolutely exhausted. Well, I'm just going to sit here, so do come back. No, I promise. I won't move. I won't dance with anybody else. I'll wait for you. Thanks. Oh, what a wonderful party. I've never seen so many nice people. And oh, the music is marvelous. And isn't the floor absolutely perfect? I mean, sometimes it's too slippery and sometimes it's sort of sticky. Oh, but tonight you just sort of lied. Oh, it's simply divine. Oh, let's sit down. I'm absolutely dead. Oh, no thanks. I don't want to smoke. Oh, please now, don't tempt me. Help me. Because I've sworn off. No, I have not been bribed. I've not been with anybody. I just decided. No, I just decided on my own free will that I'd give it up. Well, I'll tell you why if you promise not to laugh. But I know you will. Well, I decided that I had to find out whether I had any character. Well, I don't know if I have or not. I think everybody ought to know, because you never can tell when you're going to need it. Well, somebody told me that if you give up something you care about terribly, you mustn't tell anybody about it. Well, the whole point is you mustn't get any reward. You mustn't get any praise. Because lots of people do things in order to get praise, but nobody must know. Well, that's the point. You just sort of make a pact with yourself, and then if you succeed, that shows you have a lot of character. I knew you'd laugh. Now I've told you, I've probably spoiled it all. Where was it I saw you last? I remember we had the most wonderful conversation, and I decided you were one of the few men I know who, well, I don't know, but, well, oh, don't you know what I mean? No, but I thought you were marvelous, because you were nearly as silly as I was. Remember, we got the giggles and we didn't either of us know what we were laughing at. And it was such fun, because generally when you get the giggles, the other person makes you feel like an absolute idiot. And then we got frightfully serious, and I thought you were wonderful. Well, because you made me feel quite intelligent. And that was a new experience. Well, I mean, I heard myself saying quite intelligent things, but you made me say them. Yes, you did. Well, you must have, because you can't be intelligent alone. Well, anyway, I thought it was fun, because we had the same ideas about things. I know, but I think that's the whole trouble about this business of going out. I go out every night. Yes, I just came out this winter, and I was so excited because I felt that at last I was really on my own. I was going to meet so many people, and I was going to find out a lot about life and about people and about myself. And I don't think you do. Sorry. Exactly, I know. I literally go out night after night. Oh, I meet hundreds of people. And I talk and talk. I mean, I absolutely talk my head off. And half of the time people don't even listen, and the rest of the time they don't seem to understand. Oh, well, that's what I mean. You sort of come up against a kind of a stone wall. you don't sort of get anywhere. I know. I always thought people are the most interesting things in the world. I think that everybody has something in them, something to give, and the point is to get it. And most of the time you don't, and you come away sort of discouraged. Do you? Absolutely. That's what I mean. Oh, I think that's so true. Oh, that's what I've always felt. I think you have to be. But of course my friends laugh at me. Oh, they say I'm much too serious-minded. I don't think I am. Do you? Well, anyway, I always have been. I don't think you can help it if you're made that way. And I don't think it spoils you having a good time. Nobody has more fun than I do. But I think a lot. Do you? Well, I think practically all the time. And they say you shouldn't. Yes, because I think the whole point is there's so much more in life than just all this. And I want to find out what it is. After all, when you come right down to it, I think that life is serious, terribly serious. Oh, hello. When did you get back? Oh my, it's grand to see you. You look wonderful. Crazy about that dress. Did you have a divine time? Well, when am I going to see you? What? You mean tomorrow? Oh, wonderful. Who's going? Oh, what fun. Now, how are you going to get them all there? Well, do you want my car? Do you want my family's car? Do you want my brother's car? Well, I'll try. You'll need an awful lot of cars if all those people are going, because everybody hasn't got cars. Well, listen, call me up in the morning if I don't see you again tonight. Isn't it a marvelous party? What? Well, sure, you bet I will. Well, I'm game for anything. Fine. Now, where are we going? Oh, wonderful. And the lilacs must be out. Bye. And the trouble is that so few people realize it. Well, that's what I mean. And I don't think you get anywhere in life unless you realize things, do you? Absolutely. I think you've simply got to. I know, and if you don't, well, where are you? You know, you're the most wonderful person. I don't know. The way you understand, and so few people understand. Well, I always have an idea back of everything I say, but sometimes it's terribly hard to sort of... Exactly. And you seem to catch my point, and we both get there together, and it's such fun. Oh, absolutely. What? Do I believe in platonic friendship? Well, I certainly do. Well, I think it's the most wonderful relation between a man and a girl, I mean, to begin with. I mean, you know where you are, and I like knowing where I am. The trouble is, when anything else is coming, well, half the time you don't know where you are. But in friendship, you do. And I don't think you get I think you get so much further if you know exactly where you are. Well, absolutely, it's so much safer. Exactly, and anyway, I think it's much better to be somewhere before you start. What? Why, no, I don't think I have any more brains than anybody else, but I use what I got, I like to think. And I like to talk. Oh, absolutely. Anyway, I sort of feel that. Oh, listen. Do you hear what they're playing? The Blue Danube. Oh, can you bear it? Well, I can't. I've simply got to dance. Well, I know I did, but I'm not going to wait any longer. Well, 5 minutes must have passed. I'd rather dance with you anyway. You know, sometimes I get so discouraged about society and meeting people and not sort of getting anywhere. And then suddenly you meet someone. Exactly. I feel as if I've known you for ages. Oh, absolutely. And I can talk to you about everything. Oh, come on. Let's go.
A has-been burlesque star reveals her life's adventures to the audience. Life was filled with defeats and momentary successes, but she is resilient and she perseveres.
Good times and bum times, I've seen them all, and my dear, I'm still here. Plush velvet sometimes, and sometimes just pretzels and beer, but I'm here. I've stuffed the dailies in my shoes and strummed ukuleles, sung the blues, seen all my dreams disappear, but I'm here. I've slept in shanties, guest of the WPA, and danced in my scanties. $3 a night was the pay, but I'm here. I've stood on breadlines with the best and watched while the headlines did the rest. In the Depression, was I depressed? Nowhere near. I met a big financier, and I'm here. I've been through Gandhi and Windsor and Wally's affair, and I'm here. Amos and Andy, Mahjong, and platinum hair, and I'm here. I got through AB's Irish Rose, 2,532 performances, 5 Dion babies, major bows. I had the heebie-jeebies for BB's bathysphere. I got through Shirley Temple, and I'm here. I've gotten through Herbert and J. Edgar Hoover. Oh, gee, that was fun and a half. And when you've been through Herbert and J. Edgar Hoover, everything else is a laugh. I've been through Reno. I've been through Beverly Hills, and I'm here. Reefer and vino, rest cures, religion and pills, and I'm here. Been called a pinko, commie tool. Got through at Stinko by my pool. I should have gone to acting school, now that seems clear. Still, someone said she's sincere, and so I'm here. Black sable one day. Next day, goes into hock. Top billing Monday and Tuesday, you're touring in stock, but I'm here. First, you're another slow-eyed vamp, then someone's mother, and then you're camp. Then you career from career to career. I almost threw my memoirs, and I'm here. I've gotten through. Oh, hey, lady, aren't you? Who's this? Oh, wow, what a looker you were. Or better yet, oh, sorry, I thought you were. Who's this? Whatever happened to her? Good times and bum times, I've seen them all. And my dear, I'm still here. Plush velvet, sometimes, and sometimes just pretzels and beer, and I'm here. I've run the gamut, A to Z, 3 cheers, and damn it, c'est la vie. I got through all of last year, and I'm here. Lord knows, at least I was there, and I'm here. Look who's here. I'm still here.
The importance of being earnest is the satire of courting and mating rituals in the Edwardian society at the turn of the 20th century. This scene has Lady Bracknell grilling Jack Worthing to see if he is suitable for her daughter, Gwendolen.
You can take a seat, Mr. Worthing.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell. I prefer standing.
I feel bound to tell you that you are not down on my list of eligible young men, although I have the same list as the dear Duchess of Bolton has. We work together, in fact. However, I am quite ready to enter your name, should your answers be what a really affectionate mother requires. Do you smoke?
Well, yes, I admit I smoke.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. A man should always have an occupation of some kind. There are far too many idle men in London as it is. How old are you?
35.
A very good age to be married at. I have always been of the opinion that a man who desires to get married should know either everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell.
Oh, I'm pleased to hear it. I do not approve of anything that tampers with natural ignorance. Ignorance is like a delicate, exotic fruit. Touch it, and the bloom is gone. The whole theory of modern education is radically unsound. Fortunately, in England, at any rate, education produces no effect whatsoever. If it did, it would prove a serious danger to the upper classes and probably lead to acts of violence in Grosvenor Square. What is your income?
Between 7,000 and 8,000 a year.
In land or investments?
In investments, chiefly.
Ah, that is satisfactory. What between the duties expected of one during one's lifetime and the duties exacted from one after one's death, land has ceased to be either a profit or a pleasure. It gives one position and prevents one from keeping it up. That's all that can be said about land.
I have a country house with some land, of course, attached to it, about 1,500 acres, I believe. But I don't depend on that for my real income. In fact, as far as I can make out, the poachers are the only people who make anything out of it.
A country house? How many bedrooms? Well, that point can be cleared up afterwards. You have a townhouse, I hope? A girl with a simple, unspoiled nature like Gwendolen could hardly be expected to reside in the country.
Well, I own a house in Belgrave Square, but it is let by the year to Lady Bloxham. Of course, I can get it back whenever I like at 6 months' notice.
Lady Bloxham? I don't know her.
Oh, she goes about very little. She is a lady considerably advanced in years.
Ah, nowadays that is no guarantee of respectability of character. What number in Belgrave Square?
149.
The unfashionable side, I thought there was something. However, that could be easily altered.
Do you mean the fashion or the side?
Both, if necessary, I presume. What are your politics?
Well, I'm afraid I really have none. I'm a liberal unionist.
Oh, they count as Tories. They dine with us, or come in the evening, at any rate. Now to minor matters. Are your parents living?
I have lost both my parents.
To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. Who was your father? He was evidently a man of some wealth. Was he born in what the radical papers call the purple of commerce? Or did he rise from the ranks of the aristocracy?
I'm afraid I really don't know. The fact is, Lady Bracknell, I said I had lost my parents. It would be nearer the truth to say my parents seem to have lost me. I don't actually know who I am by birth. I was found.
Found?
The late Mr. Thomas Cardew, an old gentleman of a very charitable and kindly disposition, found me and gave me the name of Worthing because he happened to have a first-class ticket to Worthing in his pocket at the time. Worthing is a place in Sussex. It's a seaside resort.
Where did the charitable gentleman who had a first-class ticket for this seaside resort find you?
In a handbag.
A handbag?
Yes, Lady Bracknell, I was in a handbag, a somewhat large black leather handbag with handles on it. An ordinary handbag, in fact.
And in what locality did this Mr. Thomas Cardew come upon this ordinary handbag?
In the cloakroom at Victoria Station. It was given to him in mistake for his own.
The cloakroom at Victoria Station?
Yes, the Brighton one.
Oh, the line is immaterial, Mr. Worthing. I confess I feel somewhat bewildered by what you have just told me. To be born, or at any rate bred in a handbag, whether it had handles or not, seems to me to display a contempt for the ordinary decencies of family life that reminds one of the worst excesses of the French Revolution. And I presume you know what that unfortunate event led to. As for the particular locality in which the handbag was found, a cloakroom at a railway station might serve to conceal a social indiscretion, has probably indeed been used for that purpose before now. But it could hardly be regarded as an assured basis for a recognized position in good society.
May I ask you then what you would advise me to do? I need hardly say I would do anything in the world to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
I would strongly advise you, Mr. Worthing, to acquire some relations as soon as possible, and to make a definite effort to produce at any rate one parent of either sex before the season is quite over.
Well, I don't see how I could manage to do that. I can produce the handbag at any moment. It is in my dressing room at home. I really think that should satisfy you, Lady Bracknell.
Me, sir? What has it to do with me? You can hardly imagine that I and Lord Bracknell would dream of allowing our only daughter, a girl brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom and form an alliance with a handbag. Good morning, Mr. Worthing.
Good morning.